Welcome to the Two Dudes Talk Music YouTube channel. I am the Reverend Raph.
We did it. We made it.
Because when a band's name starts being everywhere, it can be very easy to go like, okay, like.
Just because I know what it's like to feel left out and to feel like people are weird or mean to you, and so I never want to be that person, and I want.
This here is my good friend Kyle, aka the Beer Buddy.
Big opportunity. You guys must be stoked you're on the first day too, because you can just sort of shoot. Yeah, you can just relax.
Brian was sitting down with his longtime friend and his former bandmate Meegs from Cold Chamber, and they were having coffee, and Brian was.
When those questions go, those hearty chuckles.
You know what that laughter says to me is like, people y'all don't even know what's coming. People just are gonna be minds are gonna be blown by that.
No, it will be a fucking banger.
What is happening, everybody? I am the Reverend Raph, alongside my good friend Kyle, aka the Beer Buddy.
What's going on, everyone?
We're the Two Dudes Who Talk Music, and we are back on your screens today with another podcast episode. And we have some news.
Yeah.
We mentioned in our last podcast that there would be a big announcement in this podcast. The news is this is the last podcast. Yeah. Due to varying reasons, a lot of which don't bear going into, but effectively, you know, just personal lives happening and priorities shifting and things like that. We have decided that we're going to be wrapping up operations here at Two Dudes Talk Music headquarters. It's not a decision that we take lightly, but at the end of the day, life is life. Other priorities happen, and you know, we have had a great run doing stuff.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun.
So
We've
before
had a great run.
Yeah. So before we get into today's episode proper and our guests, T-Rex Autopsy, by the way, so you'll want to stick around for that. I just thought we could share a little bit of a time about that. I want to start by saying that, you know, like we've done some amazing stuff through this channel. I'm just going to open up a thing. I should have opened it a moment ago. See just how professional we are. No wonder the shit's falling apart.
No, dude, it's not falling apart. Jeez, man. At the end of the day, we
just want to run through.
We're a dynamic duo. Like, you know what I mean? It's.
I want to run through a few stats.
Yeah, go.
To kind of sum up the last 3.5 years that we've been doing it. So we have had, I believe, including today's episode, something like 165 podcast episodes.
Wow.
That
and
is
not many repeats.
I was going to say that's 131 unique bands.
Wow.
Total number of videos is well over 500.
That's fucking bad.
We have done almost 50 episodes of Rockin' Around the World this year.
Yeah, that was cool.
And we have filmed about 214 reaction videos. Wow. We have surpassed, well, in terms of subscribers, we're over 4,600 of you maniacs right now, which is incredible. Thank you so much to everybody who's been a part of that. And I just want to check, because I always like looking at this number because this is the number that I think always kind of gets me, and the thing doesn't want to work now. There we go. Watch time, subscribers. Oh, there we go. Yep. So almost 550,000 views.
Yeah, that's
across
insane.
The channel, which I know to some channels is not a lot, but to us who started this thing as
a muck around,
just a bit of a muck around, a bit of fun to just talk about music stuff because we love music, particularly metal, and want to talk about it.
try and help our mates out by giving them a platform and
Yeah.
showing what the scene that's given us so much, and try
Yeah.
and give a little bit back to it.
So yeah, just it's time, to do that. I wanted to say a big thank you to everybody who has watched even a single episode or video of what we've done.
It's commented,
Yep, everyone who's commented, everyone who's gotten
especially
involved with it.
all those people that whinge about that one song that we did.
Yeah, everyone who does trashes on the Kill Carl song.
Yeah, man.
Y'all are just
Grow up. You're
mad.
grumpy
You need to have fun.
assholes.
You need to have fun.
Smile a bit.
And I also really want to express my thanks to my co-host Kyle. This has been, I knew we were kind of acquainted before we got started on the channel.
Yeah, man.
But working on all of this stuff with you, it's been amazing. You've been as we kind of touched on, earlier, like the kind of the yin to my yang with this. Like I tend to try and bring the structure and the order and the organization on stuff, and you tend to bring the much needed chaos, which I tend to lack, which keeps things interesting. So
I appreciate it.
Yeah, we didn't kind of script what we were going to say here, so I know I'm kind of rambling and saying, not a whole lot of much, but thank you to everyone who's been a part of this journey, and I kind of talked a lot there. I don't know if you want to say something for the people.
Firstly, I want to say thank you. It's been such an experience working with you, and just seeing your approach on things has given me so many ideas. If I ever want to go into this later on down the track, it's given me a whole new outlook on the way I'd approach things in a YouTube sense. Metal to the Max was such an experience. That was so much fun. Thank you for coming on that journey and doing all that. To everyone else out there, thank you all for watching. Like Raph said, we never thought this was ever going to do anywhere near what it did. It's so special. We have enjoyed so much good music, and we've learned so many new bands and so much about just people in general. I think hearing everybody's stories, and it's been one hell of a ride, and I'm so thankful that I did it with you. It was cool, man. It was cool. But all good things must come to an end.
Yes,
as they do say. You can't flog a dead horse. And
speaking of good things,
yeah,
that's a nice segue into our guest for today.
That is a nice segue.
So
good things happen to this band.
Yes, absolutely. Good things happening to good people. So as we mentioned, our guests for the episode today, we'll stop with the sappy shit for the moment at least.
Come watch your live stream.
Yeah. We will have our live stream coming up on the 20th of December at 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. Tune in. It'll be great.
Jump on and put shit on us live.
Yep. You can talk shit about how much you hated all of our videos and you never really liked us and we don't know anything of what we're talking about. And we'll probably be doing a whole bunch of reminiscing as well on that one too. So,
we'll save that.
Come and join us and help us feel better about it, wrapping up by telling us the favorite videos that you watched. But no, our guest today, T-Rex Autopsy, they recently won the Good Things Band competition to play at Good Things in Sydney. Couldn't have happened to a more deserving band. They have been working so hard. They've had a great year. They've released an album. They've played a shitload of shows, including opening the day at Good Things in Sydney. So we're going to dive in with Ross and the boys right now and have a chat all about that experience. And maybe a little bit of turnabout is fair play with Ross turning the tables on us a little bit.
Yeah. Make sure you grab some popcorn.
Yeah. So thank you again. We really hope you guys have enjoyed all the episodes we've done. There's plenty to listen to if you haven't checked them out yet. And we'll hope you enjoy this one last time with us. We will have a final reaction video coming tomorrow, and then the live stream on the 20th, and then that will be it from us. So thank you again. Let's jump into this with T-Rex Autopsy. Welcome, boys. Welcome. T-Rex Autopsy to the final ever Two Dudes Talk Music podcast episode.
No.
Oh,
How are we feeling, gentlemen?
Really, well, upset that you guys are stopping this. It's, I think
shocked.
it's been a great platform. We've had so much fun talking to yourself, Dan, and talking to yourself, Mr. Beer Buddy Kyle. Um, it's it's sad because we created this friendship, and then we got to go to Brisbane, and we got to go to Gold Coast, and we got to go to those places, and you were there. And through these conversations and through these interactions, well, we first met online through a camera and this space. A real friendship formed, and seeing you up there in person for the first time felt like we'd seen you many times before that. So it's somber, but I know that you guys have some great things that are going to come up post this, and who knows, maybe you guys have a reunion and you come back and you do it again in a few years' time.
We'll see.
Two dudes don't talk music.
Yeah, well, look, man. At the end of the day, I was talking to the missus about this. What we accomplished in that time, especially once Raf really took over the reins of the editing and all the real main crux of the operation, it just moved in such a way, and it was such a pleasure to see the numbers move the way that they did, but see people take interest in what we were doing. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't just the whole, oh, okay, you're doing the whole band thing. It was weird once you sort of told everyone you were doing a podcast. Yeah, it was just looked at a bit differently.
Mm-hmm.
And then the reasons why we did it, it's been so fun meeting all you lovely people.
That's it. And I have to return, Ross, your sentiments on it. Like getting to meet, start making connections with so many amazing bands, and then turning those connections from interviews through a camera into meeting in person at shows, and just getting to do all of that. Diving deeper into the Aussie music scene, I think, than we ever could have done as part of bands that were gigging. When you're gigging, yes, you're encountering a lot of bands from your own scene, and that's really cool. And you maybe make some connections interstate when you go there, but like we were, able to cover bands from all over the country, and
overseas.
And overseas too, but like we can kind of talk more about that later. Like let's talk about you guys. Like hell of a year that you guys have had. Like first off, I got to say, and I know we've talked about it in person, but Ross, massive congratulations to you on you're going to be a dad, going to have got a kid now on the way, which and I'll say it again, man. Like I think you're going to be an absolutely fucking amazing dad. You are going to and you're going to indoctrinate your kid into being a fucking musician, and making avoiding some of the mistakes that we've all made, but still making the ultimate mistake of becoming a musician in this time. But you're going to do great, and but again, massive congratulations to you and your missus on that.
Thank you, man. Much appreciated.
And
much appreciated.
Just broader congratulations to the whole band, because you guys won the Good Things band comp and got to play at Good Things in fucking Sydney. So like, tell us everything. Tell us about the whole experience, because you guys had some stiff fucking competition.
We did.
Yeah.
We did. You guys earned it.
I think one of the most beautiful things that came out of all of this is we've got a show that's coming up on January 3rd that we're playing at the Mosh Pit. And we went up against a band on that first heat called Cat Piss. And I think it's unanimous here. Such a good name. I think it's unanimous that like after we saw their performance, we were like, well, shit, we've lost.
Yeah. We shared a lot of energy.
Yeah, they had so much energy. Like the vocalist came out afterwards and he vomited because he just puts that much grit and energy into his performance. We're playing a show with them on the 3rd of Jan. And so like new friends formed, and those connections, and the thing that should come out of something that's a healthy competition, which is, finding new work and finding new artists. And I know for me that, I connected with all of them, and I had a band account, connected with all of them, and then you get to see what they're doing, and it's really cool. It's like, you get to then support the support of the journey for it. But yeah, it was. I don't want to. I don't. Apologies, Jacko does send his apologies. But full circle moment here. The last time we did do this interview, Lyric wasn't here, and
Oh, no.
Jacko
Yeah.
was.
That's
So,
right.
like,
Now
Now
we've
we're just
collected the
filling
whole
in the
set.
blanks.
now
Yeah,
we've
we're making
collected.
up for
If
it.
you just go through
Pokemon.
all the other podcasts that we've done, we finally had all the members there at one point or other. But it was just surreal, man. Like I can't put down a words. Surreal experience.
Well, for anyone out there, it's like the best way to describe it. It is the top tier of the underground bands that sort of go into that heat and into that I guess that band comp. And
Yep.
yeah, dude, so much deserved, especially after you just dropped the album. Everything like
We've
it's
been
just
really lucky, I'd say, with our timing of
Mm.
everything kind of aligning in a way that benefited us and then everybody around us. Like,
Mm.
without even fully planning it, it's just that certain opportunities came up that we went, we've got to do that. We've definitely got to do that.
Yeah.
We've got to do this thing. Let's definitely do that thing as well, and let's take the risk and take the adventure and go on this journey. And then I don't know, man, like how to describe it. Like leading up to it, it's just been overwhelming, the support from people like you guys, where genuinely passionate people who are just like, we played at Lismore the other week, and young dude there who's going to do HMAS for his HSC, and he was singing the lyrics to 90% of all the songs for the whole set, and it's just, we don't have any lyrics out there. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is going
Lyrics
on?
aren't.
Yeah, I don't even know
haven't done
lyrics.
that. I haven't even
Dedicated
done that
fans.
for Spotify yet. Or anything.
The only lyric I know is "Where the fuck's the mayo?" Like that's it. That's the only
He
one
was
I
just like
know.
right
we
there,
like
like,
sandwiches.
But like that's the
Um,
thing, right? Like you guys have had like a real bumper year for the band. Like you guys dropped the album, you guys have been out touring, playing a shitload of shows, you've been putting the work in. Not just this year, but like this year you've been very present in the scene. You've been in front of a lot of people's eyes. You've been connecting with a lot of bands, getting in front of a lot of punters. And you're right, like the timing on it all, it just came around and it was, you guys had the opportunity to be like, all right, let's throw our name in the hat for this. And so when they're looking, they're obviously seeing, oh shit, these guys are like playing a ton of shows and they've just released an album and they're doing all this work. They promote shit, right?
Yeah.
And that goes a long way for these kind of things. And so
think,
getting
absolutely.
onto the bill, and then, the heat, like anyone who's seen you guys live knows it's a spectacle. It's just nonstop, frantic energy the whole time. And I know that for something like this competition, you guys would have probably tried to crank it up even further.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we
I
definitely
wasn't
did.
even allowed to jump on the bar the second time.
Yeah, Lyric and I both got in trouble because on the first heat, I jumped on all the like hard casing gear to like transport the speakers. But mind you, they didn't lock the wheels to it.
Oh,
so
no.
I did splits whilst I was playing. And then Lyric jumped on the bar. So come end of that show, they were like, and when, it's been announced that we were getting through to the final, they were like, you can't do that next time you come here. And then as we're about to start our set, like management security comes over and goes, hey man, you're not allowed to jump on anything. And I'm quickly running over Lyric and I was like, do not jump off stage and jump on anything. Jump off stage, jump on anything. I'd say that we definitely. I wouldn't say that it was like there's the intent obviously to bring it up and bring it out, but we had people there, and a massive shout out to Matt Thorogood from Dead by Dawn, because he came and he was just G'ing up the crowd, and then we had.
He's the what do we call him? He's Newton's little known fifth law of G-ups. And
Yeah.
it's just
The hype-
Matt Thorogood
you got a
there
hype
just
man.
G'ing everybody the fuck up. It's
So cool.
seeing him was a shot of adrenaline for both Ross and I. And then just the rest of the crowd.
The crowd was just so responsive and
Overwhelming.
everyone, and
Awesome.
it just plays off each other. Anyone that goes to any show that they've been to, that walk out and say that was the best show of their life, it was that you gave energy, they gave you energy back, and then it's just this beautiful, repetitive, cycle of just like awesomeness that comes out as a result of it. So it's just so much fun.
was going to say, should we hone in on the actual Good Things Day? Because
We
it's,
should.
it's easy to focus in on any one of those events where it was like, this was in the top 4 experiences of my life. And then you go, oh, now this one's in that. I'm so fucking.
Well, I mean, you guys had the privilege of it being back at fucking Olympic Park.
We did.
Yeah.
Before we do, massive shout out to Norgram and Greg McManus and the boys there, because they deserved every single bit of being on that Good Things bill. A shout out to our boys Alpha Cult down in Leeton. You know, they trekked it all the way up. And much love to you, Bailey, because he showed us just so much love and affection after the announcement that we were getting through. You know, those friends and having those friends there as competition as well was it was beautiful. And just loved being able to be on stage with people that you also know. And it brings out an extra level of competitiveness where you want to win, because when you do see that and you see them just delivering the goods, you go, well, we've got to really put it on. We really need to. And all those boys have shown so much love and affection for it before and post as well. So big shout out to them.
The friendly competition thing it makes a huge difference. You know, I think
Yeah.
it's any time when you're
Absolutely.
playing on a bill with bands that, you know, not just that you've played with before, but that people that you're actually friends with, and you can kind of josh each other a little bit, and you can kind of be like, watch this motherfucker. And you just like, it just encourages you, and you're just there, you're having a good time. And I think, you know, it's, like I got to say that the last couple of years, I've seen a lot of positivity coming out of the heats and especially the finals of these Good Things competitions, you know, because all the bands that get through to the finals they're all deserving, right? I think that's something that is very obvious. Not just deserving of playing on Good Things, but also of just getting more success and getting attention. And I think that all of the bands that manage to do that seem to have this similar mentality of like, whether we win or not, the scene is winning.
Yeah.
So let's, you know, we want to, you know, yes, it'd be nice if we win, but if not, another band from the scene gets to represent the scene on that stage, and, you know, that's a win for everybody. And everyone's just like, fuck, like, you know, I wish it could have been us, but fucking good on you for getting it. And it's good. Funnily enough, it's good things happening to good people. Which, you know, always.
It was actually the most appropriately named festival that I've ever been associated with now. Like, Good Things. Like, hey, yeah, Good Things. Like, this is actually a really. I'm happy with this.
So yeah, give us a bit of a rundown of the day, how the day played out for you, and how that experience was.
It was very okay. So we'll give you the night before, because so Lyric, Jacko, and Jess came and crashed at mine, and so it was, you know, so we could have an early night, so we could be all together and we could start the day. And that led to Lyric and I playing tech until like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Early night, okay,
yeah, it was a really early night. And it was actually Jacko that went, boys, what the fuck are we doing playing Tekken? It's 2 o'clock in the morning. We've got the biggest gig of our life that we have to play tomorrow. We need to go to bed. And we were like, all right, one more round. And then
one more round.
Finished our round.
Winner takes all, one more round.
Literally. But I think it was like, you know, it was really good. You know, obviously I wish, you know, Craig could be there, but, you know, there was, I think, no more room anyway in the house. We had blow up mattresses and people sleeping on the couch. But we started that morning off. We were, you know, all got together at 7. We were really, really lucky. We actually had Mr. Jake Elder. For anyone that has listened to the album, he is the drummer on our Signature Traders album. And he was our crew. So he helped out with Ben, Jacko's dad, being guitar tech.
He played with us in Blackheath, the concert where I stacked it and axed myself really poorly or badly or greatly to then Deftone.
Yeah.
We just edited it together beautifully. And he's
Deftones.
going to play with us again. He's going to play with us again this Friday because Lyric and Jacko are going to go to Cryptopsy, and Ross and I are going to play a different type of T-Rex Autopsy show up at Katoomba, Mountain
acoustic
Culture
stuff.
Club. We're going to do a little bit of acoustic stuff, and then Jake and Matt Thorogood are going to get up and play the rest of it because they're our Christmas present. And Lyric and Jacko get a Christmas present. We let them go to Cryptopsy.
Pretty good present.
Yeah, it's You don't have to play the show. You can go to you can go to a gig. You're allowed.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about it. Go to Autopsy. But yeah, we got to the venue, Sydney Olympic Park about 9 o'clock. All got together and then went through, backstage, grabbed our passes, got round to the stage, and as we walked in,
About 30 degrees.
yeah, it was pretty darn hot.
Hey, at least it was better than pissing down.
That's true. That's true. It's better than also when we played in
Gold Coast.
Queensland and there was
Yeah.
no fucking aircon and we were sweating before we even
Wow.
started. That was our pre-luck to the 30 odd degree day. They got there. We met with our sound front of house sound, Chris Barney, who actually did our sound, Kyle at Thrashville. So
Oh wow, there you go.
yeah. So I linked up with him in that first heat. He was actually there with the Cat Piss boys, and then he couldn't, he wasn't quicker. He just jumped on. He's like, "Yeah, I'll do your sound. That'd be awesome." So he came and hang out and set us up, gave us everything that we needed to, and a lot of the behind the scenes stuff as well, things that we just didn't know. He was helping us out with all that sort of stuff. Got to the venue, set up on the stage, got to do a sound check. And then 12:10
Stage sound guy was lovely. Everybody had the
Yeah.
right level of relaxed but professional energy. Like there was no like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. It was just like we know what we're doing, so we don't need to be anxious. And how can we help you? All right, cool. You need this, you need that, blah blah blah. That was just like really, really, really chill
Totally
vibes.
different ball
which
game,
just
mate.
helps.
You know why? It's because the sound engineer. I'm like, I noticed that when I went back there with Pi-Fi, and you asked a couple of questions. I'm like, what's the go here? And he's just like, oh no, I don't need to worry because him are sorting out all that stuff, and I just got to tell him what to do. I'm here to make sure that goes properly.
Yeah.
It's like, these guys just do as they're told. And the amount of work that goes into getting that shit on the road properly. So like my hat goes off to him in such a big way because it's not even like little things like that. It's like they got to take you through the emergency thing. Like if anything happens on stage and they got to get you off stage quickly, you got to get that run down and you got to get all these things. And yeah, the show is but the cherry on the whole base of the cake.
Well, it's almost like an army, the way the logistics are run.
Yeah.
And I absolutely, again, my hat goes off to absolute respect for them. I wanted to put a post out, but I couldn't be fucked because I've been too busy and shit, moving, buying a house, selling a house, blah, blah, blah. But the thing that I respected the most was the way that the organization went in terms of having enough water for everybody,
Oh yeah.
sunscreen, on-hand paramedics and all that sort of stuff. Like, they had all these big fans that, it's like just pumping out water as well, like just spraying people in certain parts of
The
the
mist
venue.
fans.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, missed
Dude, unanimously across the board, everyone, like, it's hard because I automatically go, this is the best good things ever because, we got to play on it.
Yeah.
But I think from an organizational standpoint, and Craig, you don't have to worry. I spoke to the organizers when they called me back after we played, and I'd said to the project managers and the people that were involved, like their organization skills to accommodate for all of the extra heat that was coming through, the water supply, ice supply, the sections and sections to be able to go and like cool off and everything like that. It just made it so easy. I thought when they did good things the first year in Parramatta Park, like I thought that was like the best festival setup that had been done, because it was so concise. It was very easy to get around to. This was even easier. Like the way they set up stage 3 and 4 next to 5 was nice and quick to get to. If you wanted to get to the auditorium and go to stage 1 and 2, it was just a small walk. Like everything was really, really nicely, tightly knit, but it wasn't on top of each other at the same time. Such a big space for stage 5, and then you had the open.
There was like a little bit of bleed between the stages, which I hate, but it wasn't as egregious as other event festivals I've been at before.
Wasn't like when Kanye decided to do his sound check while fucking Soundgarden were playing.
Oh
No.
Yeah, not like that. We're on the stage next to him. No, not like that.
nah. But yeah, everyone like from who was they supplied backline, which was really nice. So they made it quicker for those changeovers as well. It was cool though, because like when we we're doing sound check, security and the staff that had set up the stage were like filming us as well. So like that gave me a really nice like confidence boost that like, wow, these people that, have no fucking idea who we are. We're just a Battle of the Bands band that's gonna be playing is like, enjoying just a sound check. And Maple's Pet Dinosaur, their crew, they were watching it as well. So they came up and they gave us some props before it, and all of that just like led into them what was going to be the start. And before we started, it was crowds coming in, people are yelling out, and people are like cheering and things like that. And it's like, you get to that point where you're like, oh my god, this is becoming real. This is just about to happen. Like we're just about to play this. And then it just people just kept filtering in and filtering in and filtering in. And like, I wasn't sure what we were going to get from a, crowd response. I wasn't sure like how many people would actually rock up. And then by the time we walked out, that room was more than half full, which
Yeah,
was,
bro, it was.
Saw the photos, bro.
Yeah,
Plenty of
man.
people.
which was
It
just
was
like,
wild, man.
yeah,
It was
and
such
like,
a rush.
like people cheering, and like, we don't have an entrance song or anything like that. It was like Elton John's Philadelphia Freedom was playing, which I thought was just great because I fucking love Elton John. But it was just like, it was just even like one moment. I mean, this is just for me before we got on stage. I went out, turned on my gear, made sure I had a signal, and I've just hit like a muted, did it, and then crowd just going wild, and you're just like, cool, man. This is fucking cool. And I had to hold it. Like for anyone that watches, if you saw me, every bit of me wanted to just turn and be like, but keep the composure and then walk backstage to like, be with the boys.
Because like, here's the thing. When you're like, look, I'm guessing people are watching this or listening to this. I'm guessing, they're music fans to some degree, and they've probably been to a music festival or two. So we all know that feeling when you're, it's the day of the fucking music festival and you've been waiting for it for months because you got your ticket fucking months ago, and you're like, you've got through the lines, you've got through security, you know that the day is going to be fucking disgusting and hot, but you don't give a shit because you're going to see so many amazing bands, and you're just in a fucking good mood. You're in a good mood. You're ready to start the day. It's the adrenaline's pumping, and you're like, right, first band of the day, let's fucking go. And for a lot of people, they, your friends, family, they know the band, and to see a local band that they know on that lineup is an incredible feeling. It makes them feel seen as well. And I can speak from my own experience with this from that perspective, because I can still remember when Red B got the opportunity to play on Soundwave.
Yeah.
Back in 2014, I think it was.
I think
That
it was,
sounds right.
And, love those guys, great dudes, incredible band, finally getting an opportunity to play on that stage like that. And, people fucking showed up for them. Because everyone in the Sydney music scene knew who the fuck Red B was, and was like, fuck, this is awesome. Let's go fucking support our homies. Yeah. And, they had a really solid crowd, and the crowd just went fucking nuts for him. And because, again, it's good things happening to good people. And everyone, if you don't like to see that, then you're a grumpy old fuck and I don't want anything to do with you, basically.
I get it. Because, like, we got to play with King Parrot for New Year's Eve, and we were able to form that friendship. And shout out to Youngie and the crew there.
Yeah,
They're
man.
absolutely killing it, because when then they had their tour over with Pantera over in the States, before that was Europe, but then when they were over there in the States, like for me, I was just like, my mate's band's playing in the States with Pantera, and like I'm on a Marth, and like this other, it's that, you want to see that success. And I mean, for me, I was like, fuck yeah, boys, you're putting Australia on the map in the metal scene, and you guys are killing it, and people are loving it, and you're playing to these sold out crowds. And then, and then the little bits, he's sending pictures. Me and Youngie are big basketball fans, so then he's like,
he would have gone to games,
Minnesota's stadium, and all these little things where you're just like, that's historic, man. That's fucking cool, So yeah, I get it. I think it's I might be speaking out of turn for the boys here, but I think it's like it's hard to put yourself in that position on the opposite end because you're just like you're not thinking about that. You're just thinking like, fuck yeah, we've gotten to this point. Also, I really hope people show up. Mixed with like it's so early in the day, it's like public transport, all these things, all these other like logistical things that just rack into your brain before you do hit that stage. But then when you do step out there and then you see that. And I think for me, the most tying point and the most beautiful point is Craig spoke to it before is the response. It was the response when we played. It was the response during the songs. It was the response before we even like played a note to then that ending
But they
note.
were all fucking there. It's so wild, man. Like I now understand when I'd hear any of us would hear in interviews like, we've got the best fans in the world, blah, 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 our fan base, blah, blah. That sort of, I understand that a little bit more now where it's just like, you guys are fucking insane. And thank you so much for being here. Like
Yeah.
the excitement and enthusiasm for us getting the success in the competition rounds, like there was more joy for it than I felt at the time. I was kind of just overwhelmed. I was like, whoa, cool. Thanks, guys. um, and that same level of like kind of what you said before about being like almost an avatar for the scene where you're there representing the
Yeah.
underground or whatever you want to call it. Like I did get a little bit of a sense of that when I looked out to some people's faces who have come and supported us before, keep bringing 5 or 6 new friends to each show and seeing them all lose their shit. Like that idea that you just said a bit earlier, it crossed my mind for a moment at some point, probably not then and there in the moment, but when I was reflecting on it the next day or something, I kind of got that sense of where, I don't know, you maybe internalize it a bit as well. You're like, you also want to do, like you're saying, them proud. Like you're there helping represent them. You want to do the best you can do, because you want people to be entertained, and you also don't want to suck. But also you want to also, because they believe in you, you've got to prove it, if that makes sense.
Well, that's a big thing, man. I mean, you've gone through all the steps you've done everything right. You've gone through all the steps to get to where you've gotten to. What is the point now of going up there and fucking it all up?
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and that is the cold hard crux of the matter. And it's not even you go up there, you have a blinder of a show, you put everything in there. It is literally it's moments like that is playing at the pub at fucking 1 a.m. to no one. Like all those shows, all those Ks you've done driving for. That one day there is what all that fucking other work is for.
It's
And I'll say as well on that, like without tooting our own horn too much,
Toot it.
I'd
Toot
say
away.
because we
Toot
were talking
away,
about
man.
earlier, all the shows that we've done in the past year,
yeah.
it's really helped us level up. I mean, and I'd say that's for any that should probably work for any band. The more shows you do, the more you learn about how to perform better. Generally, unless you obviously get disenfranchised and don't want to fucking do it anymore, then you quit or whatever, like hypothetically, right? But generally speaking, the more you get out on stage, the more you learn how to perform in a way that fucking lights a fire under yourself and people around you.
But that's
And
why I
so
say
we've been really fortunate and lucky.
That's why I say like that's there's this thing that fucking bands get worried about of we don't want to saturate the market. We don't want to play too many shows. We don't want to saturate the market. And I'm like, look, if you're a new band, especially a young new band, like if you're, a band full of people and you're like 18, 19, 20, you like just fucking, this is your first time and you're getting out and playing in pubs and stuff like that. You're not, I'm sorry, you're not going to saturate the market. It
No,
would be
you
literally
should be.
impossible for you to saturate the market. Play every fucking show that you can to get your performing chops down, not just your performing chops with you and the crowd, but you and the other band members need to get your performing chops together. You need to play together enough in that environment that you can get that kind of almost semi-psychic connection to know what's coming next and who's where and what's happening, and you can just look at each other. You can just look at each other and know what you're fucking thinking. And learning how to use the space, learning how to deal with shit that goes wrong, and how to better how to better get your preparation, your fucking tear down, everything, so that you can be on and off stage as quickly as possible. These are all skills that fucking matter that you can only get when you are out there playing a lot of fucking shows. So
100%.
play the
Make all
shows,
you- make all
drive
the-
to the
make-
places. You know, if venues are saying, oh, you can't do like, you can't play any other shows in Brisbane like 2 weeks before or 2 weeks after. Cool. Go and play the fucking Gold Coast. Go and play Sunshine
Yeah.
Coast.
Yeah.
Yep.
Go up to fucking, go a bit further north, go a bit further south, go out to fucking Toowoomba, like do something that's not in Brisbane in those weeks. Like get out there and play the shows because it matters, and the experience that you will gain from that gives you the skills. You can only get doing the reps on stage in venues.
You want to make all the mistakes at the pubs. You don't want to make them on the
Yeah.
big stage.
Yeah.
It's interesting you brought up the oversaturated part because I got posed a question, caught up with a friend, or bumped into a friend when I was at Stephen Wilson's show. They asked me, they said, do you feel like you're oversaturating the market? And I said, fuck no. All the confidence in the world. And I said, for one reason, we're playing not in just Sydney. We're playing in Blackheath. We're playing in Katoomba. We're playing in Penrith. We're playing in St. Peter's. We're playing in, the Burdekin. And then we're playing down in, Bendigo. And then we're playing down in Melbourne. And then we're playing in different venues in Melbourne. And then we're playing in the Sunshine Coast. And we're playing in Brisbane. And we're playing in the Gold Coast. And we're playing in places that we've never played before. And we're not returning necessarily back to them. These are all new venues for us. And we had 14 shows in 6 weeks. And they were all different venues. And to lead on to the point of what Craig said, the most beautiful moment for me, at least from an online perspective, was that when it did get announced that we were playing at Good Things, the people in Brisbane, the people in Melbourne, the people in Bendigo, the people in Lismore, the people in all these different places that are not home turf were, sprouting out saying, so fucking happy. I wish I hadn't bought a Brisbane ticket. I wish I hadn't bought a Melbourne ticket. Like that, and then, the follow-on effect, like we got new merch, and I posted up a thing saying like, hey, we've got our Heavy Metal Awesome sandwich shirts back. This might be the last run that we do of it because we've got some new designs that are coming. And posted that at 6:30 in the morning, and at 7:10 we had an order through, and then it was like 7:30, and then it was like 8 o'clock, and then it was 9:30, and then it was 10:30, and we had the most amount of online sales in a single day than I've ever seen. And I was just like, whoa, that's cool, man. Like, thank you for supporting us. So anyone that's bought a shirt, at a show, online or anything like that, thank you so fucking much for supporting our band and giving us petrol money to get these places.
Man, I'm so happy for you.
Hotel money.
Yeah.
I'm going to take you two boys for a second, and I'm going to ask an interview question, and I'm going to direct it to Lyric, because I feel like, Lyric, you are the one person that can answer this like no one else can. You came out and you supported us for 2 years, or a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah,
before
since
you joined this band. Yeah, so
since adulthood, essentially.
yeah. So you've been which isn't very
Voting
long.
age.
So you were smart enough to know better.
We won't verify
Legally.
age, but you've watched this band not only from an online perspective. You have this friendship with Craig that was formed, and a mentorship and all this sort of stuff, and all of that's out your way in Lithgow and the Blue Mountains. And then you've gotten to come out and see us. From that to them now being in the band, and then obviously what we've done, like, what's your thoughts? Like, how do you feel?
I was going to ask that
Gone
today.
from that? Sorry.
No, good.
Yeah. Oh, geez. It's kind of weird because I don't know. You start out like if you're in such a small place, like I think it really goes to show like anything is really possible, even if you just show up. Like even if you just upload content online, even if you just travel to go see a show, you'll definitely find you'll find your crowd and you'll find your friends that eventually turn into something like this. It's pretty insane. And even like with the band, only being in the band for like 9 months, it's been such a really fast stepping stone, like just learning from how to play more live shows into how to network with more people and how to just handle with all the travel, being hours away from everyone else.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Lithgow's a hell of a trek.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Credit to Lyric and credit to Jacko. because we fucking threw you in the deep end. Like there was no build into it. It was just fucking go. You know,
Yeah.
you joined the band and we played like 3
These
shows.
shows.
And
Yeah.
then
Can you
Jacko.
play these songs in this amount of time? We've got shows. Can you? Yeah, you
Yeah.
can. Fuck,
It wasn't
let's
even
go.
like you're in
6
the band.
shows
It
in
was
fucking
like
3 weeks, I think it
learn
was
this,
at one point.
and
Yeah.
then just play these shows. And then like it just gelled too quickly, and you're like, oh, you're in the band. Let's do a photo shoot in Blackheath.
Yep.
Good got to be something said
Um,
about these young ones, man. They're built different. They can handle the pressure a bit differently, man.
Yeah, right. We're lucky because, like, I feel like, and I know Craig feels like this too, that this is where the band has gotten to this perfect point. And last year, and full credit to KJ and the Firefly crew for
Yeah,
working
dude.
and going through and playing good things. We weren't ready. Like we weren't ready for
Fuck
what
no.
this year's experience was. But we were able to then have these young boys that came in, and it feels like I feel so much younger because of them as well. I feel rejuvenated. I feel like I'm starting fresh again.
It's called keeping
So
up.
they brought that element. They're keeping up,
Yeah.
really keeping up. But they've brought this, and it's like then the band's just it's the most united you could ever ask it to be. That everyone's on the same page, everyone wants the same thing. We all, we learn from the touring side of things, like what we need, what we don't need, what, to be able to then continue playing those shows, and those shows that you go like, fuck, that was a shit one. Like, fuck, that was a good one. Understanding and listening. And I think all of those things then accumulate into then when you get on stage, because it's just so much fun. And I know for me, like every time I look over and I see the progression that Lyric has from an on-stage
Oh,
like,
taking the words out of what I wanted to say.
holy
100%.
shit, man. Like
Watching
fresh
Lyric,
baby.
I came across footage just after Good Things, like 2 or 3 days after I came in. I went and had a look at some of your footage
Oh,
from
nice. Online.
Thrashville.
Oh, yeah,
And-
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, yeah, Lyric, you're doing all right there. But compared to, as I was saying to Ross, I told him the other day, I didn't tell you, Lyric, 'cause I don't give you compliments. You don't deserve them. No, it was night and day, like performance-wise, of what you did at Good Things versus at Thrashville. It was like where you're at now is just so much more dynamic and interesting and just fucking electric and awesome to watch. It's not like you weren't doing
So
stuff
much.
at Thrashville.
Yeah.
You were doing cool shit there.
Yeah,
This
But
is
it's just
video
next
of
level now.
you.
It's so cool.
Learn to work the space.
Yeah, this is video of you, Lyric. I was just like so proud. You like I've jumped out onto that speaker, and then you've come out, mouth open and all, and you're like, come on, let's go. And I'm just like, yes, King. Fuck yes. Let's
Yeah,
it's
go.
cool as
What
fuck.
was this?
You just like, I can't remember what song it was in, but you just walked out to like the people, and you're like, let's go. It's just fucking
Good
it's
to
just
watch.
beautiful.
Very fucking cool.
Like, it's just
Fucking cool.
I'm
The
beyond
that's-
excited for like what we've achieved this year, and I just like can't wait for next year and then the year after. And I wish Jacko was here to be able to say it as well, and I could give this compliment to him. But like his energy from like on stage to then, we finished Good Things, and the next conversation he has is, when's the next tour?
Yeah.
When are we
Work ain't done
so
yet.
when are we going up to Queensland? When are we going to play with these people? When are we doing the next run down to Melbourne? Like, like we've just played this, and we don't want it to stop. We want to just go to the next thing, and like that's where I talk about that united front. Like I don't even have to think it, that I know that then the boys are going like, when are we doing the next thing? Lyric goes to Craig, we haven't played a show for 2 weeks. Like this feels weird. Like when's the next show? Like, we're like, it's become that lifeblood. Like, and the lifeblood for me, I know that for me every single day, I just want to, want to prep, want to play. I want to just get ready for then the next song or the next show or like I really do look forward to just getting on a stage. And it's like that 30 minutes of Good Things was the quickest set. It's the quickest 30 minutes that I've ever had. Actually, it was the longest 10 minutes to start with because the heat was killing me and unbearable.
And it's one of the longest but shortest days I've ever experienced in my life. But we'll get back to that in a second. Can I have a 30-second 35-second tangent.
Mhm.
It just made me think of it. So the last time we had an interview, we had all together where you weren't here, Luke. You were replaced by Jacko. Jack expressed interest in wanting to play this instrument, the Glacinta. And I've ordered a brand new. They don't make them anymore. I've ordered a second-hand one from the Netherlands, and it's going to be arriving in about a week or two, the 24th of December. So it was more, I guess I'll make this short. I kept having visions of like opening my case and then it'd be in pieces. And I'd be like, oh, fuck. And then when we were playing Good Things, Letters from Damascus, partway through the set, the signal died. And so, as Ross might have said, we talked about it a bit earlier about having contingencies. Like, we always have a spare guitar on stage tuned up. We always have a spare bass tuned up and ready to go. We don't have a spare Glacinta because they're fucking impossible to find, really, except for this one that I found. So anyway, that opens that door up as well of having a second one. I'm going to be allowing Jacko to borrow one of them for a little while, and he's going to play a couple of songs because of that interview all those months ago where Jacko was like, I'd like to play Glacinta. When you asked what instrument would you like to play that you don't play. So there's some development, but I just thought I'd throw Jack's energy out there while he's not here.
Absolutely.
Luke's going to play my Barlimer, I think.
That's fucking cool, though. That's cool that he's like that. You've like found that, but no, but like that's the kind of thing. I'm like, I both love and hate that I need to be so prepared for a show and have contingencies accounted for. Like, I wish I could be one of these people who just rocks up to a show with one bass and no backup plan. Like, but I am so paranoid that something is going to go wrong that I'm like, I need to have the two basses there, which means it's like, you know, and fucking these big bass cases are heavy as fuck. They take up so much fucking room. But, you know, but I've had enough issues at enough shows to know that it's worth having. Be
100%.
it I'm fucking, you know, like, and I've broken fucking like B strings, guys. Like I'm not fucking around with this shit. Like I've broken multiple B strings in my fucking time playing bass. So having, you know, like I think one time it was like at the breakdown of the last song of the set. So I'm like, there's no point changing fucking basses now. I'll just play through. But then other times it's like, right, well, it's the middle of the fucking thing. I got to get the other fucking bass out.
Opening chord. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think it'd be hard to be king of bass.
I haven't done that on an opening of the set, but I have cracked my forehead on a fucking microphone, causing myself to bleed in the first headbang of a set.
Craig axed himself 3 songs into a 10-song set. Like, I think it's still 40 minutes to go in that set at Katoomba.
Like it just it happens, you know, and then you get but it's just one of these things where, and this is, you know, when you're using like a rarer instrument like that, it's hard to have the spares and the backups. But
Luke just got a new secondary guitar.
Yes.
Nice.
The box was right behind me.
Oh, I think you should get it out.
Go to box.
What'd you get?
What'd you get?
Your box, bro.
I'll go get it for you.
Your box.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Box out for the boys. Box out for the boys.
I think this is the tie-in, right? Like we talked off camera about contingencies. We talk about like the learning and development, and there's so much. There's like you learn from like a social media perspective, about the content perspective, about all these things that, you know, make the build into what people want to see and what they're going to see and what they're going to get. Part of that is your gear, and it's like having spare strings and having spare, you know, leads and, you know, spare outputs and like all of these different things that lead into them be able to create a concisive show. Because at the end of the day, it's the show. It's that 30-minute slot, that 45-minute slot, that 60-minute slot, if you get it, that there are so many things that can go wrong, making sure that you can just seamlessly take one thing off and put the other thing on, and then you just continue on. And it doesn't stop that, you know, and not being stressed about it. It's like, oh, but shit happens. Shit's always going to fucking happen. Shit's going to fuck out. Like during that set, some people will know and other people won't. Craig said it before, his signal died out, and Lyric jumps in straight away and he plays an abridged version on bass of what that is. and that layers into then, the cue to go into then the last bit of the song, and it's the last bit of the set, and you think about it, maybe a pub gig doesn't necessarily matter as much. Like it cracks out, you finish the set, you're like, cool, move along to the next set. For this, and for this show especially, you want to make sure that everything's going to be perfect from start to finish. For us, like everything, nothing goes perfect. Lyric and I smack each other half at the beginning of the set. We smack out like headstocks against each other. My knee gives out in the first fucking 2 minutes of the set. Craig's signal goes wrong. Fucking Jacko's kit's pushing and moving out, like all these things. But then, like when I look back and I look back on the footage of it, like nothing goes wrong. Nothing went wrong. Everything was fucking perfect. It went from start to finish, and it was the most perfect set that you could fucking ask for.
Yeah, show us this new guitar, Lyric.
The axe.
Yeah, show us.
The axe.
Ooh,
No, I
like
want the
that
box,
colour.
you dickhead. I don't want to see your guitar. I want to see the box, mate. No, show us the guitar.
That's
I love
fucking
the
sexy,
reflection.
dude.
I
Nice.
like it. It's a nice color.
Yeah, it's like a Angel Vivaldi 7-string.
Oh yeah. And
Nice.
that pale green with the gold is a really nice
Yeah, it's so
combination.
nice.
Gold
I
trimming.
was also a bit I was like trying to one off Ross because he went to Manny's not too long ago and got a Ibanez 7-string.
Oh, you went down the
I got one
Ibanez
with
route.
Lumen Lays, just like
Okay.
his.
Yeah, I got an Ibanez RG premium. Manny's was doing like a garage sale, and it's maple purple with like wood inlays, and it looks beautiful.
Nice.
But Lyric, like that means then you have to one up the other guitar that's been pre-ordered, bro. Because I've got the E2, that NT blue purple. So you're
Doesn't stop.
gonna need another one, man.
Don't no. This is the problem. You can't infect him with
man.
gas.
You got to get gas.
You can't infect him with the gas. It's just not fair. All right.
Still young, man. You have your whole life ahead of you.
But nah, but that's fucking sick. And I mean, like, see, this what's crazy, man, is like all of this shit you guys are talking about. It's like it genuinely, I don't think could have happened to a nicer, more deserving band.
Hell yeah.
It's been awesome to see such deserving bands get their opportunities with this, and not just the Good Things competition, but like the Wacken Battle of the Bands thing that's been going on, and getting like Deprivation and Lycanthrope getting to go over there, and it just seeing it. It really does feel like it's encouraging a lot of support within the scene.
Yes.
And bands helping each other and propping each other up, rather than, because even though it's a competition, all of the bands that get to that final of the competition, they know what's up. Like they're not going to get there by being dicks to everybody else for the most part. And you might get the occasional one, sure, but but these are bands, they've been around long enough to know that, that's not going to win you any friends. That's not going to get you invited back to play gigs. That's just going to hurt your opportunities.
I think the community is becoming a lot more tighter. I think people are realizing, like, we spoke about this when you were in Sydney last. I think people understand that stepping on top of each other doesn't create a good environment, and it's not the right environment. Look at Speed. Gang of Speed just did their Christmas show, and it was such a beautiful event. I didn't get to go, but Elder was telling me all about it. And I was just thinking about the lens through, like, even like the hardcore scene and what they were talking about. They were like, this is what the community's about. Like, and they're getting all these bands, and they're putting on like, 7-band bill that are then just like propping each other up. And it's like, this is what's needed. This is how we create a healthy environment for, not just metal, all walks of metal, all walks of music, so we can create a better environment for Australian music at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And more places, you look at, different venues and the people that are around it and the promoters that are around it, there's just a lot more community and community people that are incentivizing for us to come together. I just hope that, the forces that be, that just, we're seeing the musical grants, we're seeing the money now starting to actually pump into it, which is good. We saw that at the back end of this year, that there were venues that were getting upgrades and more money towards then, speakers and equipment and backline and stages, and really giving it a place then for a spot for people to be able to then voice their, and perfect their craft at the same time. So hopefully it continues on to 2026, but it's the same thing. We've got to just keep working with each other to be able to then make it this space, not step on each other.
Yeah, well, that's it. The second it becomes toxic and the people are going to start losing interest and it's just going to become the same old shit again.
Well, we realize
Speed have the perfect idea in just building community around it.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Speed. And
Yeah.
look, I think, we realized how quickly it can all get taken away.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, part of the reason that so many people are they're coming together and supporting each other. I mean, I don't know. I think it's in Sydney. I think there's a page that I've seen popping up called At Your Local that's doing a lot of stuff with like PCYC gigs.
Yeah,
like community,
your locals.
Yeah, your locals, community, like PCYC fucking gigs are coming back. All ages gigs are happening again. They're like, and I'm like, fuck.
There's one in Blacktown.
Could not be fucking more of like a better time for it, right? This is exactly what's needed right now. This is gonna get young people back into live music again, wanting to go to shows. It's gonna get like if you're a band out there that's thinking, all right, we've been doing all right, but we need to try and really do something a little bit different to try and grow our fan base. Get on your local stuff because
100%.
you will get those all ages shows. You will under 18 shows. You get them before they're 18, and you're the biggest thing they've ever fucking seen.
100%.
And then they will rave about you to their friends, and they will come out to your fucking shows the instant that they can at the over 18 stuff.
That's it. Especially in this cost of living crisis, like if you go play at a $10, $20 show, that parents, can drop their kids off at a PCYC and know that their kids will be somewhat safe. I'm never going to say safe, but somewhat safe at the PCYC kind of deal. It's an all ages show. I remember going to them as a kid, and they were like some of the best times I ever had in my life. You know what I mean? Sitting around with my friends in the basketball court, smoking cigarettes when you weren't supposed to be, and it was the early 2000s. But fuck, man, I wouldn't trade them. I wouldn't trade those. I saw Jerk when I was fucking like before they were big at PCYC in Granville, and it was just like the memory. It's like a core memory that's built into my head, and it's the best thing ever.
I met Red B performing on a bill with them when I was like 16 for a PCYC gig out in not Campbelltown. It was like Liverpool Miller, but PCYC Miller.
Far out. There you go.
Yeah. And they had like full like mad stage setup, and it was like I remember like being 16 and playing those shows and like thinking they were the best thing ever. I mean, I was stopped playing basketball so I could go play those shows and be there and like for me personally, my most favorite shows that we've played this year have been the all ages shows, the regional shows, the regional all ages shows. Like they have been the most fulfilling for me personally. And I think like a segue of what you were saying before was, to these bands that are going to go do that, like please go play these local all ages shows and then network with the bands.
Don't and discount your merch. Discount your merch if you can while you're there too. Like, because the kids aren't going to have as much. Sell it at cost if you
sell
can.
Sell it at cost. Or fucking give it away.
Or below. Yeah. Below if you can. Ideally below, give it away if you can. Man. But if not, just make it. Do it. Just got them
forever.
Just do it at cost, and they will love you for the rest of their fucking lives.
Yeah, well said.
Do it as a and if
That's good advice.
If you want to try and like still have some profit there because you are traveling, do under 18s. At cost. Do you under 18s at cost?
Yeah. But I think, and to sort of bring it back to, I guess, a broader conversation and to be a bit selfish for a minute and tie it into the fucking ending of the podcast, like that's all that we've ever wanted to do with this podcast and this YouTube channel is promote positive community, promote healthy engagement with each other and with the music, and encourage people to really just like find the shit that is local to you, get out to gigs, support the fucking bands that are there, because you know what? Metallica was a fucking local band once.
Yes.
Pantera was a local band once. Fucking,
Exactly.
you know, Sleep Token was a
Highway
fucking
Drive.
weird. Sleep Token was a weird project playing in full daylight in afternoons on fucking music festival. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
these
I
fucking
saw some of their first shows, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? They were the tackiest
Like-
shit. They were the most cringy, tackiest thing ever, but everything is until you're famous.
yeah, like just get out there and fucking like get amongst it because that's what
Yeah.
you know. If you don't think there's good stuff out there, there is. I promise you. You might have to go through a few
Absolutely.
iffy instances to get there because no, not everything is perfect. But just get out there. Don't expect a fucking stadium or arena performance at a local pub. Go in with reasoned expectations, and you will find incredible bands that you can engage with. You can fucking. Here's the thing. If you have find a local band and something really speaks to you about their music, you can fucking talk to them and be like, hey, what's that song? What's the deal with that song? What are those lyrics about? Can you explain that to me a little bit? And they will fucking tell you.
Yeah.
Because if there's one thing I know about singers in local bands, it's that they cannot shut the fuck up about how deep and meaningful their lyrics are.
I just had this yesterday.
Like,
I just had this yesterday, literally.
But it's that's all we've ever wanted to do with the podcast as well is
Put
encourage
eyes on
that.
the bands.
Put eyes on the
our
bands,
friends, man.
Get bands that we find interesting and unique, and bands that we like we're not fucking experts on the shit, but we're just some dudes that really, really like music and want to talk about it and share cool shit that we find with other people. You know, it's like autistic as fuck, but it's what we do. Maybe that should have been the catchphrase the whole time. You know, two dudes talk music. It's autistic as fuck, but it's what we do.
Maybe that's the rebrand when you guys do.
Yeah,
100%.
maybe in 10 years time for the comeback.
Autism strikes back.
But yeah, I mean, it's just it's been crazy, and I think it's just to see so many of our friends and bands that we've interviewed, including yourselves, succeed and have great success.
Yeah, very nice.
Has been very nice. And
well, it makes you feel like it's a little bit worth it at the end of the day, eh? Like, you know what I mean? Like, we started off just doing the interviews. We went into the reaction space in order to try and get people to put more eyes on the.
You introduced me to a lot of new music from that, boys.
Man, that was the whole
all of those hot drops. Yeah.
I want you guys to do a reaction video to what you experienced last night that I missed out on, Ross, which was Squat Club.
Oh, that was fucking unreal, bro. Last night, Birds Road 15th anniversary, I just saw some of the most amazing, beautiful, different music that I feel like a record doesn't encapsulate. And then I met some really beautiful people, and to tie in what you're saying before, that's what I mean. Like I had a chat with, is it Seams, Craig? Seams? Yeah.
Simeon.
Simeon. Or Seams? Is it Siams?
It's like Simeon, like Pro Simeon. Seams is his band.
Seams is the band, yeah. And I had the most beautiful conversation with him afterwards, just talking about the music. And he was like, please buy my records. And I was like, I'll buy your records. And he gave me 2 records for $40. How can you not go past that, right? He's like, I'm at a loss here for this. And I was like, I'm going to go listen to these. And I said, I'll listen to them on vinyl when I get home. And then I was so excited by his excitement about writing the music that then the car trip home, I just listened to it. And I was just like, that was surreal. And then I went and listened to the rest of his music today. And like, it was just so beautiful. It was like, but the passion, like what you said, where you get to talk to those people, like his passion about his writing, about what he's done. He spoke about that the introduction was a piano piece that he wrote for his daughter. And so then I was like, well, I gotta go listen to this now. I can't wait till I get home. I want to hear this piano bit. And all of that, like, it was just, yeah, they stole the show until Squat Club came on, and then they stole the show, and then Cog came on, and I was like, fucking love Cog, let's go. It was just a beautiful, the community of what you talked about was like, I saw that as well last night in the way that the artist spoke about Mike Solo and what he's brought together, and the weird and wacky genres of music, and all the different genres of music. Like Crooked Phillip Band was playing, and they're like, then you've got Cog there at the end there, Meniscus. I remember watching Meniscus like
You
like 8 years
motherfucker.
ago. I mean, Craig did buy me the tickets for Christmas, so thank you very much. But it like I literally, whilst we've been talking, I got a message from Mike Solo because I briefly met him yesterday, who put everything on, and it was like he was even throwing congratulations to us. Like, you know, it's you don't know when you're being watched. Like, you never know when you're being watched, and all these people have come out and they talk to me now that are like, congratulations and whatever else with that. It's like, Lismore, we played that, and there was one dude that came out and he come up to me and Jacko and he goes, I saw you guys play in Crowbar, and there was like six
Jack's
people.
first show.
Jack's first show, yeah. It was a Sunday, and all these other shows that were going on. And he goes, I saw
5 people in the
you
room.
guys play with 5 people in the room, and my heart dropped, and I went, oh, fuck. And then he goes, it was the best fucking show of my life. Like, to tie back to what you said, you just never know who's there. It doesn't matter. Like, if you just play and you just create these connections.
You make mistakes, like Lyric doing his power stance and turning on my fucking samples during that show. Remember that?
At least there was 85 people there.
Yeah, that's right.
I want to flip the script for a second, and I want to ask you two boys, because this is your final show. I want to ask you guys some respected questions.
Okay, go for it. Go. Why not?
Okay,
Alright.
before you do that, I want to say thanks to you two as well, because in part, what's helped us has been the exposure you guys have given us. When you're on and when you're getting interviewed and all that, people start going, oh, your band's getting interviewed. Like people start taking you a bit more seriously and all that sort of stuff. So then it's whether they actually, if they want to watch me be boring for an hour or not, that's something else. But because you guys are more interesting anyway.
Yeah.
But I want to say thank you both for that. Like, I fucking appreciate it.
And then you gave us so much promotional work as well.
Absolutely.
Like,
110%.
the reaction from when we played Nowhere Festival, like that just showcased to other people. And then from Nowhere Festival and you doing that interview, we go down to Thrashville and we have you, Kyle, come with us, and you did all of that. Like, this year, you said at the start, we've had like a massive year, but without people like you, without being able to afford these
Helping launch.
and have you people talk about us and spread us to your audience, like we don't necessarily have what happens, last week.
I stop with that, because we did nothing. All right,
You did?
we did nothing.
You did the work.
You agreed.
No,
you agreed a moment ago. You agreed a moment
at the end of the
ago
day,
that you played a one of 5 people,
Yeah.
and you never know what it does. So
At the
one
end of the
five-
day,
Guys with the
you know what?
trampoline.
I want to say
You were the
thank
trampoline
you
infrastructure, boing.
for understanding and getting what we were trying to do for the local music scene, because I don't think a lot of people understood what exactly we were trying to accomplish, and you're one of the people, and you're one of the bands that 100% get what we were trying to do.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, like we're not saying what we were trying to do for the scene as in like it was some it's not like martyrdom shit, or like we're trying to do all this so everyone should be fucking grateful to us or anything like that. It's literally like we just want to do what we can to help get the word out about the shit that we think is cool.
And you did.
If a few more people watch it because of that, awesome. I don't think we can take credit for any major shit, but we have had a lot of fun doing it, and we have discovered a lot of cool bands through it as well. Like our Rockin' Around the World series has been fucking amazing. We've found so many cool bands
so
from
much
that.
fun, man.
Some of the reactions that we've done has been really impressive. Actually, a band that you guys might like. I don't know if you saw our reaction recently. Sorry, I was fucking a lot of noise outside. Maybe think someone with a bike that was making too much fucking noise or some shit. A band called Black Braid. It's a solo project from a Native American fellow, and it's like black metal, but it weaves in a lot of traditional, like his tribe's like imagery and legends and instruments and stuff like that through it all. And it's like we did a reaction to a song, and for a solo project, like the fucking everything is just peak. Like I've not, with black metal, you can get pretty arse production a lot of the time as part of the appeal to it. But this guy was like, how like Behemoth does black metal, but with A-level production.
Atmosphere.
This was what this guy was doing, and
That's mad.
I loved it so much, and I saw that he actually had some European tour dates in 2026. I happened to look at him. He's playing in London the day I fucking land in London. So I bought tickets to the shit. So I'm going to be fresh off like fucking 24, 30 hours of flying, traveling.
Fuck yeah.
And I'm going to fucking shower, go to the hotel, shower, get some food in me, and then like trek the sort of, 2.5, 3 miles to the venue to see this motherfucker play, because I'm just like, I have to see this live.
What was the name again?
Black Braid.
Black Braid.
Yeah. If you go back and we got to, if you check out if you go to the reaction video we have on the channel, we'll have links to all of his shit there. I think you guys will really dig it.
I've got it.
But yeah, sorry, you were going to ask us some questions. Sorry, before
I'm going to ask you guys some questions.
Ask away.
Right. Gentlemen, welcome to Ross Talks on Two Dudes Talk, to T-Rex Autopsy Talks, to Dan and Carl. For you chaps, minus everything that we've spoken about, what's the number one highlight either side that you've had besides talking to bands? What's the number one highlight that you guys have had in the journey of what has been this podcast?
Ooh, Metal to the Max. Going on that 16-hour drive with Raph and some Metal to the Max. That was.
I have to agree. I think that was a real high point. That felt bigger. Like, we can do interviews online like this till the cows come home, but flying down, packing the car, driving 14, 15 hours out to Broken Hill, setting up the fucking tent, having the shit almost collapse on us, jamming my finger in the broken thing as we're trying to get it back together, gaff taping it all up, using a fucking selfie stick to jury rig the bracing back into place, being on all fucking day, having to, interviewing bands just constantly throughout the day, talking to punters, filming all of the shit for 2 days straight, and then having to pack it all up and drive 16 hours home again. That's, that there was a hell of a mission, and it was exhausting, and I was so fucking dehydrated from being out there despite the amount of water we were drinking. It was just so dry and dust got in everything. Like I took the grills off my SM57s, and there was fine red dust on the capsules. Like it was.
I pulled out an Esky, and it still had red dust in it the other day.
Yeah. Like it was crazy. So I got to agree with Kyle on that one. That was probably one of the highest highlights that we've had from, and not just like, we got a lot of videos out of it, but like just the experience of that sort of coverage.
That was like Lord of the Rings shit.
It felt like it. It fucking felt like it. Jesus Christ, hallucinating with the trees and the long straightaways on the road and
the mirages and stuff.
Oh my god,
it feels like the drive back from Adelaide.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh my god.
Oh, absolutely comparable. Absolutely comparable. So that was pretty.
I think it's
rad.
making and the friends like getting to know all the people at Elton Chong's, getting to meet Tom properly, getting to actually meet the Anton and Major people properly, and the relationships we built in that area, and just the whole Southwest. Because I moved out to Southwest Sydney, and I grew up in like Greystone. So moving out to Southwest Sydney, I need friends. I'm just that type of person that just needs to make friends. I don't know what it is.
You do it pretty fucking easily though, Kyle. Like, mate, the first time I met you, I was just like, this is my kind of guy. Let's go.
Yeah. And then like same with you, man. And that just being able to meet Lance out here as well, that just put me in such a good stride of just making so many friends out here. And wouldn't change it for the world. Like, and biggest thank you, because none of this wouldn't have happened if Raph just went, Kyle, you're an absolute mess on Beer Buddy. It's a great concept, but can we rein it in and I'll come join you? And I'm like, that's the best idea ever.
I mean,
all right, second question. What's the best response you've had from a band, or a response that's like stuck out to you over your journey of doing this? That
Okay.
could be from you throw it in the trash. It could be from the normal conversations that you have. It could be from any of those little segments that you guys run. What's a response that sat out to you?
Do you remember the loose surface one, Raf?
I remember the band. I don't remember the
Okay.
response.
So tell us something weird or what I can't remember what the question was, but Raf goes, tell us something that not many people would know, or tell us something that would surprise you. And I think it was a bass player whose loose surface just went, oh yeah, I got bitten by a shark, and then proceeds to stand up and show us where he's had a bit like a chock taken out of his hip and his ass because a tiger shark had a crack at him.
Wow.
That was
That's
pretty hectic.
insane. That's insane.
That was pretty hectic. I think for me, to answer that one, it's probably an episode that I wasn't even on, where the band name escapes me now, but Kyle will know as soon as I tell you what this answer is. When it was, what would you? Yeah, it was Get in the Bin, and they said that they would put. I think it was even called the Fuck Off Files back then. It was the old name for it.
It was.
And they said they would fuck off slap bass.
Chamberlain.
Chamberlain, yes, Chamberlain. and no, but the thing is, I like the response because it started a bit. It started a bit, and I love a good fucking bit. You give me a good bit, and I will run it into the fucking ground.
Like an inside joke.
That gave us a good bit that I was able to just milk for fucking like months and months and months, maybe even like up to a year and a half or something. I was just fucking milking the shit out of that. You know, and to be fair, it wasn't just like, oh, they'd fuck off slap bass. It was like unnecessary slap bass. It was slap bass being forced into stuff where it doesn't really fit. But the way I didn't know that because Kyle was still doing all the editing at the time. So he's like, oh yeah, they said they'd fuck off slap bass. And I was like, what the fuck?
And you being a bass player.
Oh,
like,
I
I
was personally offended. I was just like, this is fucking ridiculous. But no, I got to give a shout out to the boys in Chamberlain for that one, just because it was funny and it gave me a bit to run into the ground.
That's
Nice.
That's brilliant. And for everyone watching, as you can tell, this is not scripted because no one was prepared for these questions. But you guys have asked all the questions. I felt like you guys needed to be asked some questions.
No, that's okay.
No, that was great.
That's
That was
awesome.
great. I still can't believe that guy got a fucking his ass bitten out by a fucking.
Yeah, crazy.
That was crazy,
right? I mean, it's just some of the. I think just overall though, it's just been the journey to like learning how to do the editing and getting used to doing all that, just like learning a new skill, right? Okay, cool. I didn't know how to do that shit before, and I kind of learned on the fly how to do it, and over time I got better at it, and we improved it, and we got better at, you know, framing the space and lighting the space and shit, and, you know, doing that sort of stuff. And like I could mix a song like fucking nobody's business, but getting the audio right for this fucking podcast is a nightmare. Let me tell you. And that, and like, you know, just like I said, just really learning, rediscovering, I think, what the Aussie music scene has to offer. Because like I was all through what was going on in the the early 2010s and through there, because I was in the scene, I was talking to so many people, getting recommendations left, right, and center, playing with so many cool bands, and I was all over it. And then, you know, you fall out of doing it, you get away from the shit for a little while, and you kind of so many bands split up and go their own ways, and new bands come around, and you don't know what's going on anymore in it. And getting to rediscover that and rediscover my passion for it has been super cool. Getting to turn some of our reactions into interviews has been super cool as well.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
Like, you know, we do a reaction, you know, we did I think one of the we had was it Kyle, with some of the European bands that we interviewed off our reactions was pretty crazy.
Yeah,
like we reacted to this fucking band called Scopus Magnus, which is like sniper metal. You know, and the whole thing, it's like thrash metal, but it's all about like military shit and sniper stuff, right? And it's all themed about it. And, you know, they called their EP Magnum Scopus, which I think is just fucking genius wordplay. And, you know, we did a reaction to them and they had a blast with it. They thought it was hilarious and really cool. So then we got to just chat to them and have a cool thing. And then through chatting to them, they were like, we're just like, oh yeah, we're off to a gig tonight. And I'm like, who are you going to see? And they're like, Aronsi Pazuzu. And I'm, what the fuck is Aronsi Pazuzu? They're like, it's like psychedelic black metal. And I was like, I need to hear that shit. And I looked it up, and Aronsi Pazuzu is now like a band that I just fucking like. I'll just put, if I want something weird or people want to hear something different and interesting, I'll throw that on. And it's just like, it's just the sound that they've never heard before.
Yeah.
And, but also like we got to interview some pretty fucking, some pretty solid names as well.
We got to interview Theftuous. I mean, that has some big names in it. Waylon.
Yeah, we got to interview Waylon from fucking Killer's Confession and Mushroom Head, which was great. Twice we got to fucking interview that
Drowning
cunt.
Pool. We got to
Yep. Got to do Drowning Pool. Got to do fucking Flesh God Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Wild.
Who was the rap duo
That's
that we
awesome.
had on?
The guys from what you talking about, the UK with Dead Wax? Is that what you?
No, but we did have them.
We had Dead Wax is really cool. Yeah,
2 American guys.
Yes, fucking. Oh God, I can't
Ghetto
think.
metal, the ghetto metal band.
Yeah, fuck. Why can't I think of them now? Jive something. Fuck. I'm sorry, the name's escaping me right now, but they were like
it's been
Bionic Jive. Bionic Jive, that was the one. Yeah, they were like, there was these two rappers, and they just kind of like walked in on, because they were at a rehearsal studio, right? And they walked in on this fucking metal band that was in there because they were running over, and they were like, oh yeah, sorry, we're running out late. Our singer didn't show up, and blah blah blah, and so they were just like fucking. Started having a muck around on some shit, and then they were like, "Oh, this is actually pretty cool. Like, we really like this." And then these dudes started getting into metal, and they were like, "All right, cool. Like, let's do a thing." And then they were, started doing this whole shit, and it was like, it's the like real crazy new metal for these two dudes who were just, had never really taken an interest in metal in their lives. Were like
their first show was like a Pantera show or something.
Yeah, first metal show was a Pantera show. They were down in the pit and they were just learning all this stuff. Like, these perspectives and these people that are from all over the world that we fucking interviewed.
Earthbong, getting to meet the guys from Earthbong after
yes, interviewing Earthbong. I love that T-shirt, and I'm jealous I didn't get to catch them on the tour because they didn't come to Brisbane. But those guys were really fucking cool as well. That's another band you might like, actually, Earthbong, if you haven't checked them out.
Earthbong,
Bong. And
That's a great name.
It's fucking a brilliant name, and they're such a cool band.
Smoked so much weed that night. It was so funny. It was so funny.
Oh, they're about that life.
I think it was me and the bass player. We were just drinking so much. It was so funny.
And we reacted to bands from 6 fucking continents.
Yep.
If there'd been a fucking band of penguins from Antarctica, we would have reacted to them too.
Yeah, that would have been hectic.
We literally across the Rock and Around the World series this year, in addition to all the other reactions that we've done as well, like scouring the globe, finding all these amazing fucking bands, like the random nature of Rock and Around the World meant that there was some, there was some Turkarinos in there, right? There was some.
What made it what it was?
There was some that were, if you watch the videos, you can see sometimes we're struggling for nice things to say about them, right?
Yeah. There was stylistic choices.
But we always wanted to try and find something positive to say about it. We never wanted to trash on anything.
We spoke about this. When you were singing.
The reactions that we've done, like there's reactions we have not released because we just could not find anything nice to say about a song.
No point.
And we're like, we don't want to put that negativity out there. We want to keep it positive, keep it flowing,
Staying true to who you guys are and what you want to do.
Like, I just want to enjoy music, and whether that means that and I can say something's not for me without thinking it's actively bad,
That's it.
Yeah.
Just because I don't listen to it doesn't mean someone else
doesn't like it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And to actually spend the time on shitting on someone's art that they've poured their heart and soul into, that's not my fucking place.
No.
It's not a packet of chips. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not a packet of chips where I can turn around and go, that flavor's shit. It's not that.
Yeah. Although I will say that 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 song that we were going to react to from the Modern Mushroom Head lineup was pretty abysmal.
They reused the fucking riff.
Yeah, it was Sorry, I won't go into it, but exactly what we said. But the song was we ripped it. We ripped it.
Definitely
we were
have to
terrible.
send me that video.
I'll have to see if I've still got it.
And then
man.
Ross is going,
I might have
I won't
deleted
release
it.
it. I won't release
I
it.
might have deleted it, but I'll see what I can do.
Who knows? You know what you do after we hang it up? We can go the unreleased ones and just watch it get fucking 10 million views.
Two dudes talk trash.
Yeah. Two dudes talk
like,
shit.
negativity sells.
Oh man, maybe that's what we should have done. We should have had one reaction every month where it was like two dudes talk shit, and it was just like ripping the piss out of it. It was like little clips of all the reactions that we didn't release because the song sucked.
Yeah, could have.
Yeah.
And you guys have released 542 videos.
That's insane.
542
Crazy.
videos.
That's insane.
That's a lot of fucking.
Some sitcoms don't even last that long, man. We had longer time than fucking some sitcoms.
Yeah, I mean,
You guys
we
have
have
done
a lot
some
of videos.
fucking cool shit, man. And it's for me as a audience member. I've always enjoyed your lining of questioning, the conversation, the free flowing conversation. Like, you guys are well spoken. You guys, like you said, you have nothing but positive things to say. But it ties into who you guys are as human beings and what you're like off air, what you're like off camera. What you get here is what you get in person, and it's a really, really beautiful thing. And it's when you both message me at separate times, going like, "Can we do this? Can we have this final show with us?" I was like, "I have to." Like, I don't know, I don't care that it's almost Christmas. I don't care it's this. Like, I want to be able to, be on the opposite end to give you guys a send off that you guys deserve, because you're both very, very beautiful fucking people. And I am so fucking honored to have been able to form the friendships that I have with you guys. And to what Craig said before, with everything that you guys have done for us, you've given us a platform to be able to rehearse our interviews. Like, it's been a spot to be able to understand that there's going to be questions that get fired off at you and have to think about those things. And then it's given us a place to be able to then just talk fucking shit about music, because I fucking love talking about music.
It's the best part. It's like the whole reason why the show exists, because this guy just talks so much shit about it. And it's the thing. It's one thing to turn around and go, that song is good, but to actually sit there and being able to have that intellectual conversation, or to what I consider an intellectual conversation, about breaking the song down and trying to get into the nitty gritty of the nuances of it.
And what the interesting stuff they've done about it, and explaining like, hey, look, that's why this is interesting, because it's this certain rhythmic device, or this like chord progression, the way this moves through the thing, and all that kind of stuff.
When you guys did Carnival, the reaction video to Carnival releasing new music, right? Like, I listened to the track and then I pulled up to see if you guys had done a reaction video.
That makes me so happy.
And it was just like, it reminded me when I was watching that video how aligned we are from a musicality perspective, because everything that you were talking about, Raf, everything that you were talking about, Kyle, I was just like, yeah, fucking, oh, yes. And like, you said it, you go, I was really hoping that we're not going to get just a Birds of Tokyo, like, Carnival, and,
yeah, man.
And they didn't. There were those elements. There were some of those elements that came through, but it was like, Soundaway meets the Martyr.
Yes.
Back to that old school like blend between the two of them. And I'll go on a tangent otherwise. I fucking love Carnival. But when you release that, it was like, fuck, I wish you guys had been like, Ross, jump on this, because we were fucking touring at the time. I think we were down in Melbourne when
you were going to Thrashville, wasn't it?
We spoke about that, but it was then when they released their new track.
Oh yeah.
And the other cool thing for me too is like some of the reactions that we dropped, like bands put clips from that in compilations that they posted. Like Dreg put it in there.
Yes.
Shout out to Dreg.
Shout
you
out
guys
to
are
Drake.
fucking
Bloody
amazing.
Wood.
Bloody Wood putting us in their thing. Like, what are you
That's
fucking
cool.
kidding me, man? I was
Yeah,
like,
man.
holy shit.
I think that
We
was
made-
in the New Delhi song.
Yeah, when they dropped New
Yeah.
Delhi, we were like, and look, to be fair, right? Actually, no, I don't think it was that one. I think it was the song that they did with Baby Metal. It might have been one of the songs they did with Baby Metal. But we actually were a bit sneaky for one of the reactions we did to them. They were dropping. We were doing some stuff, and we saw that they were about to drop a new song at like. I did the time calculation, and it was about to go midnight for our time, and that was when it was dropping on the Patreon, which was 24 hours earlier than the public release. So I was like, fuck it, go on the Patreon, subscribe to the Patreon for a month so we can get the early access so that we can have a reaction recorded, ready to drop the minute the song goes fucking live, get the reaction out there straight away. A little bit cheeky on our part there.
That's all right.
No,
Wait for it.
that's how you
do it.
But,
That's how you gamify.
But yeah, like it just, I don't want to be a little like, notice me senpai, but the, when a band that is doing that really cool shit sees the reaction and, like they clip it and put it in their thing, or they comment on the reaction and they're like, oh no, that's really cool. Like we actually did the best ones for me was when they would comment on the video and they would respond to something we'd said late in the video.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, you guys haven't just said, oh, thanks for reacting and then moved on. You've watched the fucking video and listened to what we said, which is crazy. But anyway, look, we could fucking chat all fucking night, and this episode will be like 5 hours long.
Oh.
But I don't want to
Come back for the live.
I don't want to keep you guys from your family. Yes, we got our live stream, final ever live stream, end of year, end of channel. The whole world's blowing up after this live stream on Saturday. It'll be 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time that it goes
It's going
live.
to get merry. It's probably gonna look like a
wherever
sock
adjust
silver.
that for your local time, wherever you may happen to be in the world. But we should, by the time this episode goes out, we should have the live stream up on YouTube, so you can click on the notify me button and get notified when we go live. I think at this stage I can say who we're hoping to have on it. It looks like we will probably have some, if not all, of Damage Inc. jumping on for that one.
Yeah,
so shout out to Brad and Clint and the boys. That one's looking forward to that one. Hopefully that's all going to come through. Look, Ross, if not, if that falls through, we'll be fucking hitting you up going, hey, jump on the fucking
jump
thing.
on. We'll be getting loose.
But
I'll
either
just be
way,
messaging. What time are you doing it? What time are you going live?
probably going live like 8 p.m.
8 p.m.
on Saturday.
Okay, all right.
But
So I'll just make sure I'm available.
well, I mean, because you'll be watching either way. You'll
That's
be
right. And then I'll
so,
comment, and then you just slide me in, and then I'll just be like,
yeah. I cannot wait to slide you in, mate. But anyway, yeah, we don't want to keep you guys for the whole night. So look,
well, I want
again,
to say one thing
yes, go.
on what this is. Those that don't realize when people like yourselves are doing this is an art form in itself, right? And you have just showcased how much love and appreciation, and the art form isn't just the music, right? Like that's the centered piece, and that you've created something around this. It's like a band going and loving music is going to go create their own music. You guys are just doing another fraction of what that is, which is talking about it, talking with people. And it's so much, there's so much production that goes into this, like what you've spoken about. Your passion, I'm so glad that you guys are still pursuing passionate things within the music realm. And I can't wait to see what you boys do outside of what this is. But please, for the love of God, keep doing something, because like you guys are two intrinsic people within this scene, within Australia, within music, within Australia. And I will be rooting for both of you. So like, you're never going to lose me. You're always going to have me in your DMs, and you're always going to be here. And like,
It's all right, mate. You've earned your $20. I'll transfer it to you.
thank you very much. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. But seriously, more like from everyone here in T-Rex, from everyone that's in the Campbelltown, in the Western Sydney, everywhere around, we fucking love you two individuals, and thank you very much for doing what you do.
Thank you so much, man. We
Thank you.
appreciate
The kind
you.
words are very, very appreciated. But yes, you will have only a couple more chances to watch us do what we do. We have if you didn't catch it yesterday, we have the final episode of Rockin' Around the World that has come out. We thought we would bring it back home to Australia because we do have a lot of viewers from overseas. The majority of our viewers are from outside of Australia. So we thought, you know what? We've done this whole journey all around the world, checking out incredible bands. We ended up doing this. The episode yesterday is episode 48 of the series for the year.
Yep.
So that's 48 episodes where we've checked out 48 bands from so many different countries. But being that it's, bringing it home to Australia, we thought we'd really try and show off what we've got to offer. So we got 3 bands that are featured in yesterday's Rockin' Around the World. That's 12 Foot Ninja, Red Bee, and Red Hook. I think are really solid choices to show off some of what the Australian music scene metal scene has to offer. So if you haven't seen it already, go and check that one out. And yes, tomorrow we will have our last ever reaction video on the channel. I believe I've got to double check what fucking band that actually is. Oh, that's right. It's a Christmas reaction, of course.
Yeah.
We do reaction to Psycho Stick. They've dropped their holiday cover as they always do.
Yep.
So we're doing a reaction to that one. And yes, the live stream coming up on Saturday at 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. Tune in, watch us get absolutely shit-faced. I will be finished work for the year by that point, so I'll be ready to absolutely fucking get written off. And it's going to be a good time all round. And it'll be your last chance to hang out and drink like that with us on the live stream. So get along, get in the chat. Let's all chill out and have a great time for the end of the year and the end of the podcast. I suppose if you like this video, hit the thumbs up. You can subscribe if you like, but there's not going to be too much more coming. But there's plenty of videos, plenty of history for you to go and check out if you haven't checked it all out.
Just go check it out.
Go and give it a look in. I just do want to say, we probably, in the intro to the video, we will likely have said something along the same lines, but I really do want to thank all the bands that have come on the podcast over the years, all of the bands that have reached out with submitting their songs for reactions, all of the bands that have, shared the interviews and the reactions and stuff that we've done, because you'd be surprised how many didn't. And, just the appreciation that I have for all of you guys who have, because, without all the bands coming on the podcast, it's Kyle and I would run out of stuff to talk about, if I'm being honest. So it's, it's been an awesome journey and we've found so many cool bands. Kyle, did you want to say anything before we wrap it up?
Yeah, thank you, Raf, for putting up with me and just enjoying this journey with me. It's been one hell of a ride. I've just been so thankful to have you doing this with me and just teaching me so much.
No, thank you for being the crazy to my you're like the funny guy to my straight man when it comes to
thank you
stuff.
So much for being the yin to my yang.
A bit of the odd couple thing. Kyle brings the chaos, and I'm like, hey, we got to fucking plan everything and do this shit.
Regardless, it worked, and 500 episodes, fucking over 500,000 views. Yeah, thank you, thank you so much. It was weird the way we got into a musical project, working with you all those years ago, and now doing this. Fucking, you were a hell of a dude, man. Thank you so much, and good luck.
Right back at you
next year, man.
Yeah,
good luck with next year.
Awesome. Well, thank you again to T-Rex Autopsy for joining us on this episode so that we could suck each other off.
Thank you, guys.
And there'll be more sucking off, don't you know?
But yeah, look,
the alphabet stops at G.
And
maybe we'll just have to bring Kyle up to Shredfest May 2nd when we come up there and we're at your neck of the woods again.
Yeah,
I could come up there and just film.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll make some shit happen. Pick a cover song. Pick a song that you want to cover, and I'll learn it, and I'll jump up and sing it with you.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll wrap it up. We'll cease our endless prattling for now. Again, thank you very much. Remember, if you had a good time with this one, hit the like button. If you didn't like it, downvote the shit out of it.
Don't do that.
For one last time, I am Reverend Raph, along with the beer buddy Kyle and the amazing dudes in T-Rex Autopsy. Take care of yourself and your mates.
Do it.
And we'll see you when we see you. Peace out.
Hell yeah.
Bye.